Welcome everybody to a look at not just another new 4K Steelbook release, but also a Western, as it is 1993's Tombstone. So this is directed by George P. Cosmatos, who I've seen six of his other films. He only did 10 in fact, so I've seen 70% of his filmography. But other favourites being the likes of Leviathan, Of Unknown Origin, and The Cassandra Crossing. But this is definitely my favourite of his film that I've seen, as the two Sylvester Stallone films, Cobra and Rambo Part 2, nowhere near as good as the likes of this or even the other films that I mentioned. I find those two films to be quite overrated, even though they don't have the best ratings in general. And like I said, this is a Western, clocks in at 130 minutes long, stars the likes of Kurt Russell, who I've seen in 24 other films, in the likes of The Thing, Breakdown, Death Proof, and Bone Tomahawk. Also stars Val Kilmer, also rest in peace to him. We've lost a great deal of people this year so far, and he's another great actor that we've unfortunately lost. He was also in the likes of Heat, Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, Top Secret, and True Romance. We've also got Sam Elliott, who was in Up in the Air, The Big Lebowski, We're Soldiers, and The Man Who Killed Hitler, and the Bigfoot. One of the longest titles of a film I've ever seen. Also stars Bill Paxton, who obviously died a few years back now, who was in the likes of Twister, True Lies, Aliens, directed and starred in Frailty and A Simple Plan. And finally, you got supporting roles from likes of Powers Booth, Michael Biehn, and Charlton Heston. So, legendary Marshal Wyatt Earp, now a weary gunfighter, joins his brothers Morgan and Virgil to pursue their collective fortune in the thriving mining town of Tombstone. But Earp is forced to don a badge again and get help from his notorious pal Doc Holliday when a gang of renegade brigands and rustlers begin terrorizing the town. So this is a superb western, quite frankly, that has solid performances all around, beautiful cinematography and landscapes, a rousing score, good action scenes, particularly in the case when Kurt Russell's character goes on the rampage, basically, and yeah, a really good series of montages where you get a lot of shoot ups, and that's all really well done. It's got a well paced plot, a script that neatly balances the more serious elements with the more light-hearted parts. The period production is great, and it mixes up a couple of genres to keep the whole affair engrossing throughout, even if it doesn't entirely remove itself from the usual Western genre tropes. So, yeah, fantastic film. It's nowhere near as deep or as thematically weighty as, say, other Westerns from this period, like, say, Unforgiven. But as far as, the more entertaining ones that are just all about, entertaining an audience and giving you a fairly engrossing film, it does rank alongside, say, the likes of The Quick and the Dead, for instance. So, yeah, really, really, really a great film. 4.5 out of 5 from me. So, yeah, I really like this new Steelbook as well. I like the new artwork that they've got going on. The title is embossed, which is always nice to see. It always looks good. And yeah, we've also got on the reverse US Marshal badge, which again is also embossed, and no copyright writing on the bottom either, thankfully. And inside we've got your 4K and we got the Blu-ray as well. Rather good looking Blu-ray, 4K even, sorry. Not the best looking I've seen recently, but still a really rather good one. And it's nice to get the upgrade as well as this new Steelbook. On the Blu-ray itself, we get the bonus features. So we've got the making of Tombstone. Then we've got an ensemble cast making an authentic western. The gunfight at OK Corral, as that is a part of this film, even though we obviously did have a whole film about that back in the 50s. And then we've got director's original storyboards for the OK Corral sequence as well. So yeah, and the 4K itself has had a is in HDR with a wide color spectrum and immersive audio apparently. So yeah, the audio is DTS HD MA 5.1 and yeah, Dolby True 2160p high definition in the 235:1 aspect ratio as well. So yeah, overall great film, and I don't know, it's like the third Western now we've had in 4K Steelbook after the two Eastwood films as well. But yeah, it's just great to be finally getting all of these classic Westerns in 4K with really rather nice additions as well. So yeah, highly recommend this film if you haven't seen it already. I can see some people the issues that some people have with this, because it's 2 hours 10 minutes. Some people have issues with the second act in particular. They think that's a little bit slow. There are also the argument that some of the plot threads aren't entirely wrapped up in the most convincing of manner. But on the whole, I do find this to be highly entertaining, and yeah, the cast on its own really does sell this film, and yeah, it's a great cast overall. So yeah, highly recommended if you've not seen it, especially if you're trying to get into the Western genre for the first time. This is one of those ones that is an easy way into that genre, quite frankly, especially considering, it might be 32 years old, but it doesn't really look it. It looks somewhat timeless in a lot of ways. Nonetheless, though, if you have seen this film before, let's hear your thoughts on it. But thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.